We were fortunate on the timing because our network operations center was in the works for a while. And February of 2020 is when we had the final architectural plans to start construction. And we actually were wondering if we should start the construction right at the beginning of the pandemic, just because we thought we'd have so many other distractions to deal with. But we decided to move forward, and it was a great decision to move forward with the formal construction of the physical space.
With the physical space being Network Operations Center.
Yeah, our NOC, Network Operations Center, was it's 1,200 square feet. It's a dedicated space within our company that has limited access, a dedicated HVAC, its own dedicated generator, its own conference room, its own manager's office. So it's a completely separate space within SIGNET's corporate headquarters.
It's just, it's really interesting because the timing couldn't have been better, right? I know this is something that you guys had been working on prior to the pandemic, but you also worked on it at the beginning of the pandemic and ultimately launched in June in the midst of the pandemic. And that must have played really well for you because now you've got an easier way to engage with customers and to serve customers at a time when it's hard to do so.
Certainly. It was a big help. Getting access, a more formal way and professional way of getting access onto our clients' network. And we actually we have had several clients, high-profile clients, hospitals certainly, court systems, prisons, Department of Corrections, that were hesitant about giving us access onto their network in the past. But the pandemic it kind of opened their eyes, first of all, because they were having issues and we couldn't be in their facility. And we had the Remote Smart, which is what we branded as our offering from our NOC. It legitimized what we were doing, okay? And it really opened the eyes of our clients so that they could see the significance of what we were providing, and they would open up their networks for us.
So the other thing, Brad, is, a lot of people will say, well, integration companies offer remote service. What do you guys do that sort of sets you apart from the pack?
Yeah, I've heard that a lot, Tom, and SIGNET for years has been providing remote services to our clients. But, we are really doing a disservice to our clients because it wasn't done in an organized and standard methodology. What we were doing was we had really talented technicians in the field, and when we had an issue, we call the technician, ask them to call into our client and solve a problem. But the challenge with that is we weren't performing proper password protection policies. We weren't using the proper software so that we could retrace our steps if we were in somebody's network and find out what we had done. We weren't logging and documenting things properly. We were more of an ad hoc, very super reactive organization. We had the technology to call in, to dial in and to service our clients remotely. But we, as most integrators do, but it's the process and setting up the system. So from a cybersecurity standpoint, we're properly protecting our clients.
Gotcha. And then from a career standpoint, this is a new level of opportunity for SIGNET employees.
Yeah, SIGNET employees, and it opens up a whole new pool of staffing that we have access to. So our business is regulated. We need licensed people typically in the field. However, when you're working out of a NOC, you're looking for more IT network skilled and trained people. And it's giving SIGNET a way to scale without having the restrictions of licensing tacked onto us. Okay, so it's opening up because it's a desirable career for an IT person, an IT trained person, to work in a formal, clean, pristine network operating center. Okay, most IT network savvy people don't want to get into a truck and climb ladders. They want to work in a nice, pristine, professional environment. So it's opening up that whole world of the networking and IT industry to us.
And then the other side of it is the impact. This category that you guys won in is called achievement. And, the other benefit of having done this at this time is, you guys, I think you sold it in a couple of different ways, sort of, you can go into it, but there's sort of two tiers where you sell it, but it infused your company with revenue or revenue opportunities that it didn't have before at a time when a lot of other companies were really searching for revenue opportunities.
Yes, it's interesting. I've talked to a few integrators since we've rolled out Remote Smart, and most integrators, from my experience, have been offering some sort of remote service to their clients, as SIGNET has been for many years. And the challenge that SIGNET was running into is that we were offering services to service our clients remotely, and we were not charging for it. We had no way of capturing what we were doing. And that's the same story I'm getting from a lot of clients where, a lot of integrators, where a client will call in with an issue. It's urgent. They'll call up one of their top technicians from the road. He may be at a site, he may be in a car, he may be at home, and he'll log in and he'll solve the problem for the client. And meanwhile, there was no real way of tracking and charging the client for that service. We were doing that for many years. So that's more of like a reactive approach. And certainly our NOC is offering reactive services. So we came up with two offerings to our clients, a reactive and a proactive. And we actually put a SKU on these services so that now we have a formal way of tracking our time against a reactive or a proactive service agreement through the NOC, and we're charging our clients some way for this service. Many integrators, from my experience, are offering the service. It may not be as organized as a formal network operations center, but it's they're offering it informally, and they're not capturing that revenue. And having a formal SKU allows us to add remote smart services to every existing service agreement that we have in place. It might be reactive or it might be proactive, but we are adding revenue dollars onto every agreement that we have automatically. And the client, it's just an automatic upcharge, because if they want the ability for us to remote in a reactive situation, they have to pay for it. And that's and now with a formal staff in place, we can offer it.